There's my fat face. Okay, here we're gonna go flip around. First squash out of the garden. When did I plant that, Brandy? Beginning of June, maybe. So it's been a month or a month and a half, 2 months. So I washed this in the sink. Can you see that? I washed it in the sink. And this was picked yesterday. Kids are being obnoxious. So there's that for the background. We just got back from the spa, so we're feeling great. Anyway, first cut into the first squash from this year's garden. This is crooknet squash. That's why it looks like my kid's mom's neck. Just kidding. Okay. Put the gun down, everybody. That was funny. God dang it. All right. So, but look at it. It's looking good, right? Okay. So, done. Okay. That squash looks amazing. Brandy looks amazing. Say hi. No? Okay. We're gonna go outside and we're gonna go look at, we got, what do we got? We got some pork tenderloin on the smoker that's gonna go with that squash. We're gonna go take a peek at the garden. We got repairs that we did with the, well, repairs in quotation marks. I took the rototiller, and I rototilled this whole backyard. Got rid of all them weeds. Pardon me, I'm gonna eat some chips because I'm absolutely starving. We got the smoker going. Oh my gosh. I threw those pork tenderloins on. They look a little pale. That's just kind of what it is. How do they look on the bottom? Yep. We're only like 20 minutes in on that smoke with applewood. We're pushing 250 degrees for the applewood there. We're looking great. Backyard, all rotor tilled down. Working on getting this. I don't know if you remember, but when we were flooded, this entire herb garden was completely devastated underwater. We got some weeds here that need to be picked. I'm kind of picking at them here and there where we can and when we can. We're getting on it. We're trying to. We're human. We got day jobs. But anyway, I'm just going to take this. Ooh, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. Yeah. Anyway, so those little bit of weeds will come. What is this? I can't remember what this is. This is Melissa lemon balm. The chickens absolutely love and adore eating this. Last weekend, Brandy made us some lavender sweet tea. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. We're getting like out of the chickens, the big girls, which are 4 weeks older than the young ones. The big girls are all laying eggs now, so we're getting 4 eggs per day. We had a little issue with just never mind that. We can talk about that another time. But most of them are laying in the nesting boxes that we made. And I think Becky is still laying eggs up in the poop shelf under their perch for where they sleep at night. we've had monsoons, so with those monsoons, we get really muddy water coming out of our irrigation. So I don't know if you remember all that silt that was shown when our yard flooded. If you've been watching since then and you remember that, then that silt is what comes in through all our lines. That's from the Virgin River. The Virgin River is absolutely muddy as heck right now. And here's some lemon balm. Want some lemon balm? It's yummy. Good girl. So with all that silt, they shut the irrigation off. And so we're using our culinary water right now to water the garden. It's currently 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Utah. And I'm just trying to get some culinary on our corn stalks. We got, I don't know if you remember, these were planted 1st of June. These were planted 1st of May, or April 30th, I believe. And at any rate, we got some good corn stalks coming out of it. Here, we'll get wet here in just a second. We've been killing so many squash bugs while it's so wet. Yeah. For those of you in the know, I'm so wet right. We're in here in the corn. We have some glass corn. These, I'm gonna say we got a week or two. This one's almost ready, actually. This one here. I want to pick that so bad right now, just for the sake of this video, and show you. It's supposed to be purple. I know. It's supposed to be purple. I really want to see it, and I want to show you guys really bad. But we're back here in the corn stalks, children of the corn, getting sprayed down. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say we're about a week away on some of this corn. It's looking good. Oh man, we have killed probably 30 squash bugs just between this spaghetti squash plant and this spaghetti squash plant. Spaghetti, that's a tongue twister. Spaghetti squash. Not splash, spaghetti squash. Okay, so there's that. And I don't know if you remember, but for those of you that have been watching for a while, just a month and a half ago, these were seedlings. And when I bring you inside, well, that squash that I started the video with came from this plant here. We got some zucchinis coming now. That one's, wow, that did not look like that last night. That's wow. I wish I had a video of that from last night. Anywho's, so these squash are coming on strong. In fact, I think some of these are ready to pick. I think next time I'm gonna do more than just the crook neck. I like the yellow squash, just a little smoother skinned. Doesn't have all the warts, if you will. Anyway, these are the pumpkins. They're doing great. I'm trying to see, he's growing and he's trying to escape the yard, which I think I'm going to let that one, because this one over here is doing the same. But I want my watermelon and my cantaloupe to have room to breathe. It's getting too much. Cantaloupes, I don't see any cantaloupe fruit yet. Lots of flowers. I do have one watermelon flower. I don't know, still just got drenched. So hi everybody, there's my face. So back to, we got this watermelon. I don't know, maybe in a few days it'll be ready. I don't know, we'll see. Let me know what you think. A few days, weeks, months. Anywho's, so spaghetti squash. We have Massive cucumber. That thing's out of control. And then we got, what are these? Are these summer squash? These are summer squash, huh? Butternut. I just got hosed in the eye by the sprinkler just now. So that's what I get for paying attention. So, butternut. We got some good butternuts. That's a spaghetti squash kind of intermingled. Got a lot going on. Yes. So, we've had some serious trouble with our tomatoes. I'm just going to sit down for a second here in this bed. We have these now we're in southwest Utah in Luverne City. You may have heard of Hurricane. Spelled like hurricane, but pronounced hurricane. Utah. You may have heard of Sand Hollow. You may have heard of Zion. Anyway, so we're right there, on the way to Zion, Luverne City. These are beefsteak. I'm just saying that so you have an idea of our climate. Beefsteaks are finally coming on. We transplanted these from seedlings that we planted back in February indoors. So we grew those seedlings indoors. Planted them, I believe, in April. Same thing with these cherry tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes, they don't care. They're doing great. They don't care about the sun. We got the 40% shade cloth. Can't say enough good stuff about that. But these cherry tomatoes are taking off and doing great. Our pear tomatoes are really coming on this plant. Funny thing is, that was about a month behind the pear tomatoes on this plant. This plant has been producing some great pear tomatoes for us. That's almost ripe. It's edible. We had these on our salad the other night. But yeah, both started from seedling at the same time, planted into the flower beds at the same time. Anyway, we're still trying to figure that out. We had some real hard times trying to get our Romas. We lost actually 2 or 3, maybe 4 Roma plants. And then we ended up, that we started from seedlings, then we ended up buying some from the store, and I believe this is a store-bought starter. I say store-bought, but it's a family-owned business just up the road from us, Ballard's. And we finally got our first one starting to demonstrate some ripening and bearing fruit. And just recently, this one has got 4 Romas on it as well. Yay for that. We fought off, actually backtrack here. We fought off some horned worms, some tomato worms. I don't know what you call them. This thing you can see just looking at it. It has been chewed up and devastated. But we took those worms and fed them to our chickens. They were great food. The chickens loved them. This cherry tomato, this thing is massive actually. Let me stand back some more. It was doing amazing. It's doing amazing. But we had a whole bunch of worms come off of this. The chickens absolutely loved them. This plant, if we stood it up, would probably be about 10, 12 feet tall. The thing is massive. But it just produces these picture perfect. Maybe see if I can find one. Just absolute textbook. You can't really see, but imagine if each one of these had a red tomato on them for these cherry tomatoes. We just recently picked it, I don't know, I think we picked it last night and today, both. So it's kind of helter-skelter, needs some pruning, but we also have some wildflowers all spread out through all this. So we got a lot kind of going on. First year at this house, first year with these 2 raised beds. But working through our pest problems, working through our wind problems, working through our summer heat problems, watering problems. The irrigation we get from the city sometimes is very thick with silt, dirt, but we're working through a lot of that, making our changes as we see fit. Originally, this whole section here was wildflowers and sunflowers. 2 sunflowers survived. This one here, I'm gonna say, is about 6 feet tall. These 3 corn plants or transplants from those beds there. Just, I was experimenting with some root hormone to see how that would do. We have more wildflowers here. This is going in the garbage. This is, shoot. I'm trying to squish this because it's in my hand too. So anyway, we've had monsoons coming through and we've had quite a bit of rain. But since we're in the southwest desert, this soil here doesn't really retain the moisture in the way that you would think. We have all this pigweed. If you remember from last week, that pigweed was just all over the yard, big time. And I tilled it in with this new acquisition here, the Earthquake self-propelled rototiller. Does great. So we're gonna change the sprinklers over here just now. Got this 4 outlet manifold here or whatever you want to call it. For my sprinklers. I'm gonna water the corn for a second time today. Let's see. Set timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes starting now.
So, anywho's, there's a chicken. Hi. Who is this? Oh, she likes her butt scratches. That's where the eggs come from. Come on. Okay. Yep. There's your comedy for today, if you see that as comedy. Anyway, maybe it's rated R. I don't know. So, we're doing good. We got all these things knocked down. Next big project is going to be building an awning. So you see the pier blocks. Those are just placeholders for now. I need to pull them. We're going to do what we can to set those so that they're not floating around, moving around with the land, and get them to hold up an awning. It's going to extend about 8 feet. That's about 8 feet. From there to there is 8 feet. And what we're going to do is, hi girls. What we're going to do is take and put just underneath, all right, about there, I'm going to build a ledger. And we're going to have another slanted roof that comes out 8 feet, supported by 2 posts. And what that's going to do, because this is south, directly south, and obviously that's west, that's going to keep that afternoon sun off of this wall. Between the flooding and the afternoon sun has devastated this door. In fact, it melted the factory glue. The door fell apart just from being in the sun. And I'm sure there's a portion of the being absolutely soaked at the bottom, the glue at the bottom. And I mean, the water didn't get this high, but anywho's, it has seen some testing to its ability to be a door, and I think the awning is going to protect it from the elements and also give, because that's a nesting box too. Let's not forget that. So inside, the chickens lay their eggs in there. Let's go look at that. Since I got you here. Turn the lights on. So yes, here's our nesting boxes that we saw earlier. This door folds down from the outside, and we can pick our eggs. With that awning, we'll protect that door from the sun bearing down on those eggs, the nesting box, and we'll actually give some chickens a reprieve as well. I'm sure the whole coop itself will experience a reduced temperature. Yeah, we got, the solar panel here goes to the fans inside. They're cool, they're good, they're neat. We have them set up in this window and they suck the air in and they do good. We got a piece of plywood leaned on the outside of the building to provide some shaded air that the fans pull into the coop. We also have this, not solar panel, it's plugged in to the power I have here. And most of it flushes out this open window here. Pretty awesome setup. I like it. It's working for us. So if you guys are interested, ask your questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Just to follow up from last week, the rocks that were laid down had no weed barrier under them, and we are now, if we want to look back, well, let's just, I don't know how well you can see, but next to, so that is our composter. That is a 3x3 natural compost. I don't know if it's chicken wire under there. It's kind of a mess, but the weeds are growing up all around it. I don't know how well you can see underneath there. All that green. All of that. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. All the green at the bottom of there, 2 weeks. And we're gonna go on towards the front. So if you're gonna put rocks down, you should put some weed barrier. And for the record, we didn't put the rocks down. The city did that for us to apologize for flooding our whole yard with 2 feet of water. And so now we have a new problem, weeds with rocks instead of just water or just weeds. We have everything, weeds and rocks. But we'll get through it. So staying positive. Back to another follow-up from last week. Repotted the aloe vera, and she's doing amazing. Fun fact, aloe vera, not like your typical succulents. Aloe vera likes plenty of water. When I was Googling why my aloe vera was dying, they were saying it was getting too much water, so I left it 2 weeks unwatered. That's my timer for the sprinkler. So 2 weeks unwatered for your aloe vera. Almost killed it. Not good. Hey, what are you ladies doing? Are you being good? Being good? Wilbur? Okay. So we gotta switch the sprinklers here. What are you ladies doing? Are you being good? Hi, Karen. Bye, Karen. Okay, turn this off. Let's turn the squash back on. Turn the flower beds on. What, Karen? You say what? 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 Huh? Check on. Who wants a tomato? There she goes. Chicken with a tomato on the loose. Beware. Okay, I'm not sure how much more I got to say about all this tonight. Hope you all had a good Sunday. Garden is doing good. We're looking forward to showing you some corn. We got regular corn over there on the other side there where I told you there was purple corn. That's called glass corn. And I'm really eager to show you that. That is these here. Oh man, that was probably what you thought it was. So the glass corn is purple. I'm really curious to see what it tastes like. It's probably pretty good. Neighbor's dog is doing dog stuff. But look at these. Corn is typically what, 77 days, 80 days. Yeah, we're close. We're close. Close on corn. And our squash is taking off. Tomatoes doing good. Got the... Hey, no chickens in the garden. We've talked about this. Good girls. Yeah. I've also had a problem with the chickens shitting on the porch. I said what I said. Here, I'll show you. Chickens get on the porch and they poop. 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 It's so annoying the chickens come on the porch and just look for bugs that aren't there, but they poop all over the porch. And I don't know. Maybe it just means I'm getting old and get frustrated by simple stuff. But there goes the chicken. There goes the chicken. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Happy Sunday. We'll see you next weekend. Okay, bye.